PlayStation have announced a new state of play happening this week. Are we going to see more Wolverine? And are there going to be any big surprises? Let's discuss our predictions on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Happy to be back. And yeah, can't wait to see what State of Play offers us, get us set up for the rest of the year, and well, maybe into 2027 as well.
And our resident horror expert, Stephen.
Yes, hello everybody. Lovely to be back as always. Also, actually, one take. Brilliant. Beautifully executed. Very, very impressive.
So for those not in the Discord channel, I just moved my camera way too much then. We made a last minute change to this podcast. This podcast was meant to be all about the Pragmata demo, which we will be talking about in the second half of this podcast. But as the title suggests, State of Play was announced today as of recording, Monday the 9th. This we're going up Tuesday the 10th. So we've decided, let's make a quick prediction video, what we think is going to happen. So I had none of my notes ready, none of my intros ready. So I had to do it very quickly, and we did do it in one take. That is genuine one.
You wouldn't have known. That's my way to phrase it. Very, very impressive. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing sort of what games are going to be showcased. I'm also keen for any new ones. So I'm thinking more about my Fantasy Critic. If there's any hidden gems that come to the table, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to get that. And hopefully we get to see some more of games that are already out. I think there's one that I'm really, really hoping that we'll see, but another one as well that I'm hoping resurfaces in this State of Play on Thursday.
So might as well go straight into it. Obviously, State of Play has been announced for Thursday the 12th. We are pretty much guaranteed. I'm going to say we are going to do a reaction video to it. I mean, there was a chat in the Discord last time we did it that people would like to see it live. I'm not sure we're ready to do that yet or not. We'll see, especially because we might not be doing it at 10 o'clock when it happens. We might be recording slightly after. So I don't want people spoiling things in the chat. But either way, there'll either be a live Twitch stream from us reacting, or it will be a YouTube video that goes up later. So look out for that. Super excited. PlayStation State of Play is always the most exciting one. Yes, the Nintendo Directs are cool. Xbox do a couple good things in a year, but PlayStation, is a buzz around PlayStation every time. It's expectation. So I guess first things first, the obvious question: are we going to see Wolverine this week?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Simple answer.
Okay, follow-up question. I'll ask Stephen first and Andy. Stephen, are we going to see gameplay, as in like a gameplay segment, say like a 5-minute, 10-minute part of a level, and a release date, one or the other? What do you think?
So, because we get a State of Play in the summer, don't we? We get one of two.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So my thought process is that we're going to get a new cinematic trailer and a release date. I do think we're getting a release date on Thursday.
Date or window? An actual full-on date?
Well, they said they're going to release it in the last quarter of 26.
Full 25, I think. 6, sorry, yeah.
So I think we'll get a release date. I think that will be the big thing coming out of State of Play, where that will be the thing that is on everybody's lips, and finally we know when it's coming.
Are you bold enough to predict that date? Within weeks or months, whatever you wanted,
Well, the other thing that I would say is that with the news last week that GTA 6 is nailed on to come out in November, that now makes, if that hadn't had happened last week, I'd be more inclined to go, they're probably just going to say full. They're still waiting to see what Rockstar are going to do. But now they've got it, I feel like it will allow not just Insomniac, but other game developers to be like, okay, we can now go ahead with actually putting a date down. I believe I'm thinking more of I'm going to say the 10th of October. I think it's going to be early October. I don't think it's going to hit September. Spider-Man 2 came out in October. I think Ratchet came out in July. I feel like Insomniac games either come out kind of July or October time, if you look at previous games.
Yep.
It could be completely random, but I feel like that still gives us well over a month of Wolverine being able to play it before GTA 6 lands on November 19th. I think in the summer, we're going to then probably get gameplay deep dive. I feel like that makes more sense because I still also think that they're probably either in crunch or still polishing.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say the game will be finalized until a little bit later on in the year, but it's not far away. So that's kind of where I'm thinking.
So I'm gonna write a prediction down. We're gonna revisit this some point.
Oh, oh God, it's gonna be terrible. Like nothing happens.
I'm gonna change yours to the 8th because the 10th is a Sunday. That's the only reason why. So the 8th of October being the Friday.
Can I change that? Thursday the 7th of October.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'd give that. That would be a fair.
Yeah, only reason I say.
Week.
And again, I'm going off Spider-Man 2 because I remember that came out on a Thursday. I tend to find that I always think games come out on a Friday, but a lot of them, like you get sometimes a Wednesday, a Thursday, and I'm like,
Mario's coming out on Thursday this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that Thursday. That sort of that would be like the first week of October. Which, if that is the case, like that's gonna be sort of like EFC 27 normally hits around about the end of September, 10 to Wolverine, and a month later GTA 6. Jesus Christ. And that's before we mention all the other games.
7th of October date. Andy, same question to you. You obviously think we are going to see it, but are we going to see gameplay or just a cinematic trailer? And then are you bold enough to say, well, first of all, do you think there's going to be a date? And then if you think so, what's the date going to be?
I do think we're going to get a release date. I don't see why they wouldn't do a release date now. I don't think we'll get any gameplay. Like Steven said, I think we'll get that more in the next State of Play or event that they do. Although saying that, this is meant to be quite a big state of play in terms of how long it is. So potentially they might chuck some gameplay in there. I think it'll come out in September. I think they want to give themselves a bit more of a cushion before GTA comes out, just to allow people to sort of have a more chance to pick up. I'm gonna say a Thursday as well. I'm not sure what the actual date is, but the 3rd week in September, like the 17th, 18th. Whatever day the
17th or the 24th.
17th. 17th. Yeah, I feel that sounds about right. I've got a couple inside sources and they've towards that.
Well, the irony, if it did come out the 17th September, is that I always think of that day because that was the release day of GTA 5. That could just be Insomniac just fucking around going, we're just going to copy one of your release days, Rockstar.
Currently that month, all I've got in my calendar, obviously there's probably other games coming out that I don't care about. But in terms of big releases, the only one I've got is Halloween the Game, which is on the 8th.
Yeah, which I don't think
Wolverine
in comparison.
About.
Yeah. I do
8th
think
of September. Sorry, for Halloween.
8th of September.
Oh, okay.
It was a stupid decision, bringing out a game called Halloween, not nearer to Halloween.
Yeah. Although saying that, especially with Wolverine GTA, the earlier that game comes out, the more chance it's going to be to play. So I'm happy with that.
I do think they want to get us like hyped in some way with Wolverine a bit more. So maybe like a character introduction or something.
So have you seen the suggestions this week? Who's in it? So Insomniac have been tweeting, I think, and it's heavily suggesting that we're going to see Daredevil in this game.
Oh, really?
Oh,
that's
wow.
What I was thinking. I was thinking maybe someone like Professor X, like
an X-Men,
a classic X-Men.
Yeah. But it sounds like we could be seeing Daredevil.
Would they want to show that off this early though? If that's like the case,
it depends. I mean, like you say, it would build excitement.
Yeah.
Especially if they get Charlie Cox to play him.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Do you guys think that they? And I actually asked this question thinking that I really kind of know the answer. I don't think they will, but do you think they're going to stay away from like Deadpool in this game?
Yeah, I can't see. I see your point. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Post-credit scene with Deadpool showing up.
Yeah, maybe he'll definitely be referenced. There'll be a reference somewhere about him or something. But
yeah, probably some
what
sort
would
of joke.
even like insane is if they brought Nolan North's Deadpool to this Wolverine, which is so far-fetched.
I think the feeling would be that we want to play as Deadpool rather than be like an ally to us. I'd rather have him be him personally.
Yeah.
I
also think because of the fact that the early sort of conjecture around the games is going to be a really dark, gritty version, will they want to add then loads of the comedy, Deadpool humor? Because I feel like they're going to play this really, really straight, like a Logan type movie. is kind of what I'm hoping I get out of it. But again, a lot of the reports and people were saying that this is going to be like Insomniac's darkest, bloodiest, like most mature game that they've ever made. So to change that and put Deadpool in, or even just a little nod, like an Easter egg, would be pretty cool to know he was Deadpool. Yeah, definitely.
In terms of Daredevil, I think that's fine to add here because
he fits the mold because of the darkness that his character has,
Yeah.
Matt Murdock and all of that kind of stuff.
And
so I see that.
You can't realistically play a game as Daredevil because he's blind.
No.
Like it would be difficult. I don't even know how they've actually done it in Marvel Rivals. I'm sure there's ways around it, but realistically, we should.
Why would it be difficult? You obviously
go on.
You still see his character, wouldn't you? Just because he's blind, you still see his character. And
yeah, I wouldn't sit right.
He has his senses
because he's supposed to be blind. I get it, but what, you're gonna see a black screen? You mean third person?
No, obviously. Yeah, it'd be like
I guess
the Wolverine game. You're just on Spider-Man game, like you'll just be controlling Daredevil and using his abilities.
They might,
maybe,
because the fact that they've never done, to my knowledge, we've never had a Daredevil like game, like in terms of like a story-driven game that Daredevil's featuring. I mean, one cool feature is like in the movies where you see it from his POV when he is Daredevil, like the world is sort of in like a neon type color scheme. There might be like a setting where you could press that and see it through the eyes of Daredevil. But I agree with Andy. If they were going to do that, it would be, you wouldn't be looking at it from his POV.
Yeah.
You would be controlling Daredevil. The difficulty is like in those moments when you're like Peter Parker in the Spider-Man games. Yeah, with Matt Murdock, because of the fact that he's blind, I'm not quite sure how they would do that. But I don't think there'd have any problems with actual sort of Daredevil. But I don't think the only character I think we're going to control is going to be Logan. I think every other character is just going to be,
well, you say that,
sort of sideline.
Insomniac let you play as other people.
They did. There was like the Mary Jane sequences actually, and I think Spider-Man 2. They went further with that. So maybe, do you know what actually be quite cool if we got if there was Daredevil in it and they did a throwback to like the origins of how he became Daredevil. That'd be quite cool. Do a little spin on that, like a side mission or a flashback.
I don't know. I think. Well, I guess I'll go to my prediction. I think we see a trailer. I'd love to see gameplay. I think the trailer will have more gameplay in it than cinematics. Than the last one was quite cinematic. I think this one will have gameplay in it.
Yeah.
And I agree.
True.
I think maybe in the summer we see a 5-minute demo of the game. But I think that trailer features Daredevil in some way, even if it's just like the last cut, the last scene of the trailer is Daredevil, or maybe the beginning scene. It's like them two going like a friendship or whatever. In terms of release date, I'm gonna go bold and say we don't get one.
Oh, that is very bold.
Okay.
Not this week. Not this week. Yeah, I think they were saving it for the summer. I think they will maybe say they'll put on their fall 26, or a month. Nah,
like,
I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna say fall 26, and it will leave a little bit of a sour taste in people's mouths, but it should be enough to be like they're still sticking to 26. It's still this year, and they might even say more info in Summer Games Fest, whatever they want to say.
I disagree. I think we're definitely going to get a release date, but if they don't give us a release date, then they do have to do the character thing to get us hyped in that way. And like you say, add the full 2026. But
as I mentioned, if we didn't have all of the stuff with Take Two last week, I would be in your camp, Welchy, going, it's going to be full 2026, because I know it shouldn't, but they will be monitoring that situation very closely. And now that it's not green light, but it's pretty much sort of like all of the reports. It was like a snowball sort of situation.
It's also not
outlet
officially confirmed.
It's not, but it's come from the source that is leading. It's come from Take Two, and it's around the time that they have their monthly quarter. So the information that we have has come from a very reliable source or sources. So if we hadn't got that, no. But it wouldn't surprise me if we start now getting pinned down release dates, because all the other game companies have gone, right, okay, we're going to play it around that.
We're going to start seeing tomorrow or Thursday. We're going to see a lot of dates.
Yes,
and they're all going to be October or earlier.
Yeah, which is why I think that we're more inclined to get a release date. But as Andy alludes to, if we don't, we have to have something in that trade that makes us go, Oh boy.
Yeah, whether it be more X-Men or Daredevil or whoever
Yeah.
it is. I think Daredevil, just because of the obvious leaks that have been happening. Not leaks, hints.
Daredevil makes a lot of sense.
Saros, that's got to be a lock here, right? It's out next. It's
Yeah,
out in April.
definitely.
Yeah.
It will either be another trailer or if it's 60 minutes, I think we might actually get like a 5 to 10 minute gameplay sequence here.
I think we will get a gameplay sequence for Saros.
I'm quite surprised they
Definitely.
haven't just said this is a Saros state of play. Like sometimes they do that for single games. We might even get that. They might even say at the end of it, maybe it will be a trailer and it'll be like, and check out the state of play for Saros in March or something.
Maybe.
But I'm going to go more the route of we see it tomorrow. Thursday.
Or even if we get like a 10 to 15 minute sort of like deep dive into it.
I don't want that long. I don't want that.
I don't want that long, but I'm just saying as a prediction that the fact that that's their flagship game that they've got a lot on, it could be a state of play that's
it's the
heavily
next
linked
big thing
to that.
for them, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you think that pisses a lot of people off if the main bit of it is actually Saros and like
no?
We don't get anything
I think most people should be aware that that's going to happen. At least it's their most. They've got a budget market that game the most because it's out next month or 2 months.
Yeah. I think they're pretty smart with it, don't they? Because there's the game people expecting with. No, yeah, people will be pissed off the end of it.
Can you see a world where we don't get anything from Wolverine and we just get Saros at the end?
No, I think we get a hint towards Wolverine.
I think there has to be
even if it's a small thing.
Otherwise, then people start to panic.
Be something.
Okay.
But the other game, I guess, from Sony, before we go on to the other games that could be there, is Intergalactic Heretic Prophet.
Yeah, I think we get something from this.
You do.
We're saying all these games, and I'm thinking we've not had a decent state of play in like forever. In terms of if they mention these 3 games in this state of play, then that's like sounding crazy in my head. But I think they need to tease it in some way to get the hype going.
Andy is the oracle in terms of the prediction for Intergalactic, right? I will go again. I don't think we see anything from Naughty Dog on Thursday, personally. Maybe we'll be more inclined in the summer
as well. That's why I'm like being a bit braver with sort of saying, yeah, we could see all 3 of these here.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I don't see it personally, but I do hope you're also silly right about it.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. I think that game is going to end up being a PS6 launch title. And
it still could be, but they could still mention it.
They could mention it. I'm going to say no. I've got a hunch that it's just not going to be there. And
the last
it's not going to piss people off because we're going to get Wolverine. So it's going to tie people over.
The good thing is the last time that we both said no and Andy said yes, it turned out that it actually was there. So
true.
Let's hope that history repeats itself. I mean, you could be even bold and be like, imagine if we've got like a teaser for Last of Us Part 3.
Absolutely no.
Then the internet would go like mental.
I really hope that happens now, and I can clip this out.
Could you imagine at the end, it's like whoa. No, that's not happening either.
In terms of other Sony companies, I mean, we know that Sucker Punch will not be there. Oh, actually, they will be there. Sucker Punch will 100% be there with Ghost of Yotei Legends.
Oh, the Legends. Mode,
and I think we will get a solid release window or not release date for that. And I think it would be...
That'd be pretty soon, wouldn't it?
They'll avoid Saros. It might even be March. It'd be even cooler if they said available now. Fuck it.
Or shadow drop it.
I'm putting it down. They're going to say available today.
You think they're going to shadow drop it? Damn.
What is this?
Ghost of Yotei Legends. They did it on Ghost of Tsushima. It's like a online mode. See, it's like co-op. You can do raids. You do co-op missions. There's raids. There's cool things you can do. Get loads of cool gear. I think it was really good. I loved it when it came out on Tsushima. I only had one mate who played it at a time. But I think it'd be great for all of us to get Jack on. It'll be a blast. So I think I'm going to say Shadow Drop. It's available today. I could be wrong. What about you guys?
If that drops there, I'd be pretty... Well, not today, but on State of Play. But yeah, I'd be excited by it. If they do that, I think it is coming soon. But if they do that, I'll be hyped for it. Mm-hmm. Give me something to play before Resident Evil comes... Well, Reanimal and Resident Evil.
I was going to say, fuck you.
You know what I mean, with your schedule. But yeah, I think it's a high possibility they do that. I don't see why they wouldn't. No. Like, there's nothing stopping them from doing that. So, but if it's not Shadow Drop, it won't be that long away.
Yeah, it will be new territory. I mean, I'll happily jump on as well. Because when I played Ghost of Tsushima, I had the director's cut, which I don't recall having that on it might, but I didn't know, or I wasn't sort of aware of that. So the fact if that then drops and all of us are really enjoying Ghost of Yotei, then yeah, that would be cool to jump on and just dip your toe into sort of the online and see what that's about. News to me. Didn't even know that was a thing, or if I did, I've slept since then. So
we already know it's coming. They said it before the game even released that Legends will come.
Yeah.
So that's not a prediction in itself. It's more the when it's coming.
When it's going to come. Yeah. What about the new Horizon game?
I think we could see that
stuff on that
because I'm quite surprised
it looks interesting.
I'm quite surprised they've announced that the other day, and then was like,
Yeah,
"We've got a state of play this week." It's like you could have just put it here.
yeah.
Although, is that a sign that these multiplayer games they're moving away from? Not moving away from. They're obviously doing them, but it's like we know that people aren't as interested in them in these state of plays. So we're focused more on the stuff people do care about. But I actually think Horizon would have gone down well, personally.
Yeah, and I also think like what's gonna disagree with your point there is like there'll be Marathon here, which is like the PvP game coming out soon from Bungie. So I think we see a lot of that here as well.
True. Shit.
Maybe they chuck in Horizon along with that.
It's gonna be boring. I don't. Yeah, I agree. Marathon will be here. I don't care for
especially because of Arc Raiders as well doing quite well recently.
Yeah, I could see Horizon here. I don't. Well, I definitely not Horizon 3, but Horizon Gathering, whatever it's called.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah,
I think that's a lock. It has to be here.
Do you think we'll
I
get
think it
any
looks pretty cool from what I saw of it. Like I haven't even played the Horizon games, and I was watching it thinking, oh, that looks like a cool sort of arcade game to jump on and play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does look interesting. Do you guys think we'll get any last little bits for Resident Evil Requiem in this, or completely not?
It's a good point.
Maybe a demo announcement.
Demo
Capcom like demo announcement. Yeah, that's a good shout actually. And both Village and Biohazard both had demos.
Capcom love demos. They're the only company that still do them properly.
Yeah.
And I respect them for that because I think that's a great thing to do.
If we did a list of like the scariest demos out there, Resident Evil 7's demo is probably like number one. Yeah. Oh my god, that I remember playing that and going,
PT's the scariest.
No, and I was still so annoyed about the fact that I never got around to playing that. But yeah, you're right. That would make more sense.
Yeah, maybe a launch trailer. It's next week. Next week? No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not that close.
So maybe not a launch.
So excited for it.
But definitely a demo trailer.
Maybe like a final trailer, because we have had, I think a few days ago I saw that there was a trailer that dropped. So I know they have done one.
There was
recently.
It wasn't like a gameplay. It was like a live action trailer.
I know we're also talking about predictions, but I saw a report saying that it's going to clock in at 18 hours.
Yeah, because it said it's going to be 9 hours with Grace, 9 hours with Leon.
So it's going to be the longest Resident Evil game that they've done today.
I don't like that.
You're used to it now after playing Silent Hill 2, so you'll be alright.
I don't like that. I'd like Resident Evil games can be first playthrough, 8 to 10 hours, whatever it is, but they can be done in 2 or 3 if you're if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will be the case here. It might be like you can do both of them in 4, but if it's too long, I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't feel too long though if you're 2 different characters. Like if you're 9 hours with one character, 9 hours with another character, maybe it doesn't feel that long when you're actually playing the game.
I will say, Welchy, I share your concern because I felt the exact same. The reason why the Resident Evil games do so well, like it's a 10-hour niche sort of story.
Work. Yeah, why change
it? And they work. I mean, I do think it could be a case of that it's essentially 2 games but merged into one maybe, and it will overlap and interconnect with each other quite beautifully. It's something new, but the fact that they're also saying this is the scariest. I mean, I'm laughing at the fact that Andy playing this. Not only is he going to potentially be playing the scariest Resident Evil we've ever had, but it's the longest Resident Evil we've ever had. So, good luck. But
did that come from Capcom themselves, or was that like a report?
I saw it on, I don't think it was IGN, but it was a reliable gaming source. And when I looked into the comments, a lot of people, you could kind of tell something's like a complete farce and a fake story, and it did feel like it had legs on it. So yeah, just one to look at, and maybe we'll get a bit more information about that on Thursday, along with maybe a demo.
Yeah, that's worried me a bit, but anyway, that's for another day.
It'll be fine.
Other Sony studios, Sony Santa Monica, obviously the God of War developer, they've been very, very fucking quiet, and I could actually see them doing a intergalactic type announcement more than
Really?
Do you know what I mean? More than seeing
Okay,
Intergalactic itself. I just don't see it
that'd
here.
be
I
interesting.
think they would do that at the Game Awards, like the Intergalactic did,
Yeah, yeah.
or Summer Games Fest,
Yeah.
at least in the summer, where everyone is watching it. So unless this rumors are true about them making this side-scrolling God of War
Yeah, yeah.
game,
I think we essentially see that here.
maybe. But in terms of like the
Oh,
next
we are.
full-blown God of War game, I'm gonna say no,
Yeah, that I don't think that'll
not here,
I,
not
not the
here.
next
Yeah,
not next Ragnarok. No,
it's
I
what I
don't
love
think
about
we'll
it.
get that this year. Maybe next year, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, but then Galactic, whatever it's called, was 24, and we're probably
Yeah.
not
yeah, I
getting that till
suppose.
27, 28.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose so.
Do
I do love
we
Yeah.
going back to Wolverine? I guess we won't do it to Wolverine. They won't do it while Wolverine's coming out. I was about to say, oh, saying that they announced Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine at the same time.
That is
So
true.
my question is, Spider-Man 3,
No.
Venom,
There's like no
Absolutely.
talk around that at all,
Venom.
is there? No, I
No,
don't.
I don't.
Okay,
No,
I'm not even
it's
convinced on that anymore. But
in
whether it's coming,
Insomniac is still they're still recovering, like from what has happened to them. I feel like if that hadn't, maybe, but I feel like they just want to get this Wolverine game out, be a massive success, and it'll be a massive weight off their shoulder. I feel like they will have all of their focus into that. What I love about these predictions, I mean, the way that we're talking about it, we're talking about, yeah, we're going to get Last of Us Part 3 and God of War and Horizon. And, like, yeah, imagine if it is like that for a state of play. Like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, this is. I mean, we've kind of said that we don't think a lot of these things are happening.
No.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to read out listener comment before we will do a couple more predictions. Jack wrote in saying Wolverine is the only game I'm really looking out for on the state of play. It would be cool to see a release date confirmed for Forza 2.
Oh, for PlayStation. Yeah,
Yes, and then he said maybe some more on Intergalactic. But that's more of a what he
Yeah.
wants rather than what he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forza, that's an interesting one. I don't think it's here
you mean
because
Forza 6?
yeah, but he's
You
saying
mean?
like Forza 2, as in like he wants to see Forza here too.
Oh, sorry, I got really
Um,
confused. I was like, Forza 2? Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's my
fine.
version
I probably said
of
it wrong,
this
but
was the game. Yeah, no,
No,
that's
no,
fine.
I get you.
I'm tired. It confused me.
Forza Horizon 6, I'm going to say absolutely no shot because it's an Xbox title. I think Xbox would do all the marketing for that game.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Really? We've never had an Xbox game turn up at a state of play.
I feel like if we were, it would be for Forza, particularly with it's only recently with all of the Xbox stuff, it would make sense. Maybe they do like a trailer say come in fall 2026.
But it's been
Something
like
like that.
2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the
I don't.
last
Yeah,
one. Why would they not just
I
done
was
it
gonna
now?
say that's why I'm gonna say we're not gonna get that here. Like maybe at Games Fest or something, they dropped the release date for PlayStation, but
Maybe.
But
the fact that
Xbox will do
Xbox
that.
just done their direct and didn't say anything. Yeah, yeah, I don't see it happening on this one. It's too close to the Xbox showcase that we just had. They would have just told us the date for PlayStation then if they had it. Like they're not gonna have it now, are they?
With Fable's coming, like we said about it in the previous podcast, that is coming to both PlayStation, Xbox on day one. So it's like, do Microsoft really care about that? With some, because they're kind of doing lots of different things.
But I think they care about who's giving that message.
True.
Yeah, and I just think they don't have the release date yet anyway. Otherwise, they would have just dropped it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, good point.
So I'm ruling out any Xbox. We're not seeing any Gears, no Fable, no Halo. Even though they're all
I don't think so.
I think if it happened, it wouldn't be surprising. That's where
honestly, that would be the biggest surprise for me. If we see any Xbox stuff here, I'll be like, wow, they have really given up. Like, they have just
yeah.
But there's that feeling that they have given up. So it's not a completely out there sort of prediction, but
I'm going to say it
probably
is
in the grand scheme of things.
because I just think you're becoming Sega. Sega used to have their own consoles, and then they gave up and let everyone else do their own marketing. Like Sonic will be at an Xbox showcase or a PlayStation showcase. You become Sega, and that is eventually what they're going to become. Unfortunately, if they continue the way they're going.
Question: when we had the Forza Horizon 5 announcement trailer for PS5, that came from PlayStation, or did that come from Xbox? Because I feel like they've done that before. I might be wrong. But I swear PlayStation released a Forza Horizon 5 trailer, which means they have already done that marketing.
But that would have happened after Xbox already announced it and said.
That I don't know. I just remember seeing something on the PlayStation channel.
Forza Horizon 5 was announced for PlayStation. No, that's bollocks. AI is so shit. Like, I am not convinced AI is going to save over the world because it's so rubbish. The PlayStation version was developed by.
This is where we need to be live and get viewers dropping in
comments. Yeah, has Forza Horizon.
I'm just going to quickly. I'm just checking. YouTube if it was on.
Ever been in a state of play? I'm going to say no, but Forza Horizon 5 has not been in a state of play as it is currently available. AI is shit.
So 9 months ago,
yeah,
we got a Forza Horizon 5 announcement trailer from PlayStation. It was released on their channel.
No, a trailer on the YouTube channel. That's fine. They do that.
But what I mean is, yeah. So what I'm saying is that in terms of the marketing, they've done that. Would they not put one of those into a state of play?
Any game that releases on PlayStation will have a trailer on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But in terms of announcing, I'm convinced. There might not have even been a showcase. It might have just been a tweet saying it's coming.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might have been. Fair enough. Now I just want them to do it, just because when you make a bold prediction out there, you will be like, right, come on, put Forza Horizon 6 in there, guys.
Any other games you think we will see or want to see?
I did have one. Oh, go on, you go first.
The main one I want to see, hopefully see, just because of my fantasy critically, I need like a win. Tides of Annihilation.
Oh yeah,
it's just a glimpse of it, just so I know it's like hopefully coming this year.
So currently it's not. Oh, it says just 26.
Yeah, it just says 26, and there hasn't been much on it. So I'm hoping we get like something from that, just to sort of give me some reassurance that it is coming 2026.
Okay, on that.
But plus, it also looks amazing.
Mr. AB Collectibles on the Fancy Critic, you have an unannounced Black Flag remake.
Yes, I do.
Do we see that?
But that was obviously. I think that's the one game that Ubisoft are going to be focused on this year now because of all the delays that they had. I think if there's a game that they push out this year, it's going to be that, because I think they know it's a solid game and it's going to be successful and people have been asking for it. I hope we see it here. Like, that'd be another one of mine. So hopefully we see that. And also there was a leak recently where someone put a collectible up for sale which was like the main character of Black Flag. So they think, and Ubisoft have had that happen before where they've had merchandise leaked for their games. So people do think that's a hint towards Black Flag remake coming.
Stephen, do you think we'll see it?
No. Personally,
I think it'll be a Summer Games Fest one for me.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think we'll get it later in the year.
Okay,
as long as it comes out this year, I'm happy.
I want to go for a break so we can then talk about what we've been playing. But just a few more games I'm going to chuck out there. Control, Resonant.
Ooh,
yes, because there's been more on that recently, hasn't there?
Well, it was announced at Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear I saw something on it though, an article, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
I still think maybe leading more to like
Summer Games
that
Fest.
would fit, perfectly. So the one that I wanted to chuck out there, hopefully we see a bit more of it. The horror game Ill. I'd like to see a bit more of that potentially. Don't know if that would be necessary. Again, another one where I'm like, that would lean more into sort of the Summer Games Fest. But having said that, they've got obviously Resident Evil hype. Everyone is sort of really looking forward to that. And horror's quite alive and kicking. If you could Reanimate at the moment. So I feel like we need another bit of horror in this state of play. And when I saw that first trailer, but what was it announced in when did they announce that originally?
It was last summer. I think we reacted to it, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was last June. So it would have been around Summer Games Fest.
And didn't they give it? They didn't even give a release date. Or
that's what I'm looking for, and I can't see one.
But if it's been maybe pushed forward, that would be quite a cool one to see, because there's a lot of hype around that, because the trailer didn't really give much away, cool. and when people look at it, like, that looks absolutely wild. Mm-hmm. So that's really a one.
A new date for Directive 8020 yet?
Not that I
don't think so.
No.
Has anyone picked it on Fantasy?
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I don't think so. No, we're too scared it's going to be delayed again. But,
I picked it last year and it fucked me over, so I was like, I ain't touching that again.
Yeah, but potentially if they do chuck out a few dates on this state of play, then maybe Directive 8020 and also the Marvel fighting game.
Ooh, I forgot about Tokka and Fighting Souls.
Yeah, because we need the date for that still, don't we?
So
The only other one that I had in my mind, maybe that would get the first trailer for the Max Payne remaster. Don't know if that's coming this year or maybe even next year.
Yeah,
but that
also,
there's a lot of work on that
because it's Remedy and Remedy have got Control. I don't know what one's coming first. We've seen multiple developers now release 2 in one
Shadow
day.
drop Max Payne.
Yeah,
I mean, why not?
Do you know the other funniest bit? Imagine it says like Rockstar logo.
No,
everyone goes,
ain't happening.
Wait,
No, that's
wait, hear me out. That's not what I was going to say. Imagine in a world where that drops, but it turns out to be a remake of remaster GTA 4.
Even
to piss everybody off.
I just don't think Rockstar will be
they wouldn't do that.
No, they're just gonna drop a trailer out of thin air like they have done for the previous two. Yeah.
What about 007? Because this is the last event before that drops.
Who's been marketing that though? Is it Xbox? Like, where's it been? That's what I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Has it been in a state of play? Just going back to Directive 8020, it's currently listed as 31st of December. So basically,
oh god,
31st of December.
I think they do that when it's like this year.
They do that.
They don't know.
I pre-ordered a Terminator Resistance sequel game to the 2021 game, and on Amazon it just has been saying for ages 31st December 2026, and that's their way of going, we don't know when this is coming, we'll let you know.
But they think it's 2026. Do they do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Directive 8020 has to be this year. I think that's a good prediction that we see that this week.
I would say if it doesn't come out this year, then like, is that actually? Are we getting that? We're getting Directive 8020.
Yeah, I think you start to worry about it. So it says IGN a thing here saying, well, that can't be right. Honestly, this is going to turn into a hate podcast for AI because Copilot has said. And I don't search on Copilot, just for anyone aware. I'm just searching on Bing.
Yeah.
Which is, don't worry, it's because I use Microsoft Edge, which everyone's going to be crazy about.
It's okay.
You're
The recent
digging a hole here,
Welchy. Hey?
You're digging a hole here.
I know, I'm making it worse. It says the recent state of play for 007 First Light showcased. Oh, sorry, no, the AI is correct actually.
It is right this time.
I'll leave that off.
He's misreader.
But it was in the September state of play last year, so it could be here. So it has been in state of play before.
Yeah, and plus it's the last one before it launches. Guessing it doesn't get delayed again. Assuming it doesn't get delayed again, then yeah. So
I think that's definitely coming in May. I can't see them because why would they want to delay it even further and get nearer to the window of GTA? Like they release it in May, they've got many months of their time to be able to play
I don't think anyone ever wants to delay their games. No, it's just if they need to work on it more. Hopefully
it's a relatively good time at the minute as well. It's not the only thing. Forza Horizon 6 is the week before.
Yeah,
but they're different enough games to not worry about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, for all we know, something tomorrow or Thursday gets announced for May as well, and all of a sudden they start to panic. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't forget, Forza's only Xbox as well to begin with, so you still have all the PlayStation people.
Yeah. I think like one final point, do you think we're going to get something brand new that's going to be like huge that none of us have got any idea about?
It's always a possibility.
Or like a sequel.
Yeah, like something that no one it's not been leaked anywhere. It's been kept under wraps, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe we're getting X or Y.
No, but that's just because leaks are so common now.
Yeah.
And even of the leaks, I can't think of anything other than like Half-Life 3, which will not be here.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I can't think of. Oh, don't get me wrong. If Uncharted gets announced, I'll go fucking crazy.
There's been a lot of murmurs about that recently. Yeah, I've seen a lot of reports on that.
I think it's gonna be one of those state of plays where we leave it thinking that was good. Like we got more Wolverine, we got more Saros, we got this, we got 007, we got a Directive 8020 date. We're not gonna leave it thinking, oh my fucking god, that was amazing.
I will throw.
Do you know what would hype me up?
Go on.
Well, yeah, go on, Stephen.
I'll say I'll throw one thing out here. I think there's going to be something in there that's going to be quite shocking. Whether that's good shocking or bad shocking, there's going to be something in this because it's a longer one.
The shocking could be Wolverine 2027.
Could you imagine? I've just got this little niggle. There's going to be something big here, but I think outside of that, the general consensus is going to be, oh yeah, that was really good. We've got a lot more information, but there's going to be something.
This will hype you up, Welchy. Expedition 33 DLC.
See, I had that down as a banker for Game Awards. It never happened.
And it didn't come. But this is a chance.
Maybe it's been delayed to state of play.
I'd love that. That would hype me up.
Yeah.
Problem is, I'd now have to either re-download Game Pass or play it on all the way through on PlayStation again.
Oh right, yeah.
There's obviously a chance we see Tomb Raider here, the remake.
Yeah,
Yep.
Other than that, I think we've covered most things. Maybe Lego Batman appears.
Yeah. I can't wait till State of Play comes out. We like revisit this episode. It's like that was such a letdown. Like, it happens every time we get hyped up. We do
that earlier, yeah.
We have so many thoughts, and then it comes out, and it's like, what the fuck was that? So
we get eight. Yeah, we get like 8 anime games, 2 arcade games, and then just a bit of DLC, and then it's over. And you're like, is that it?
There were our predictions. Obviously, let us know what you predict in the comments. And for now, we're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. We've just been predicting what we think we'll see in the State of Play this week. But for now, let's move on to what we've been playing. And what was going to be the topic for this podcast this week was our thoughts on the Pragmata demo. So as we said earlier as well, Capcom love doing a demo, and I think absolutely genius move for them to release a demo for this game in particular and this early, because a lot of us we've seen the trailers, we've seen stuff, and it looks cool. And then when it was like, oh, every enemy you have to hack, I was like, oh, I don't know about that. That sounds like a lot of effort. This sounds like not my thing. So best thing you can do is release a demo, let people actually get hands on it, and see if it's any good. Are we going to buy it? Are we not? That's the question we're going to ask each other here. Let's start with Andy. We've all beaten it. Well,
yes.
Me and Andy have beaten it. Stephen got very close to beating the demo. Not a skill thing, Andy. It was time thing.
Yeah, I started it literally like 20 minutes before we came on, thinking, oh, we're going to start a little bit later. And then I got like 20 minutes in, and then I thought stupidly that it had like I haven't done a demo in so long. But it's saving like these logs, so that's fine. It will save a place. Exit, went back, and it's like new games. So I was like, so tomorrow I will redo it all. But I've done pretty much the majority.
I think the main thing here is the hacking and the gameplay itself.
Yeah.
So you got a good idea. Obviously, you didn't do the final boss battle, but Andy, what did you think of Pragmata? What were your expectations when you went in, and has it gone up or down since?
To be fair, I didn't really have like expectations on this. Like, yeah, I sort of went into the demo sort of a bit neutral, not sure what I was getting from this game. Obviously, I'd heard from our conversations that there was a lot of hacking involved and stuff, and I know you had your doubts over that, Welchy, on whether it'd be too repetitive. I think this is going to be a game that has a good story, but if it's got too much of the hacking stuff, like just playing the demo is fine because it's a short amount of time, and for a certain amount of time, it'll be fun to do that, especially if it changes up as the game goes on. Obviously, in the demo, it doesn't really change too much, the hacking sort of system. But I can see if I was playing this myself and it's like that all the way through, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it so much. So based on, because we've also got Saros that comes out near Pragmata, and if we're choosing one over the other, and Invincible. So for me, I'm going to be choosing that over Pragmata based on the mechanics. But I feel like the two characters, like the girl, I can't remember their names. So
neither can I only played it the other day.
I literally played it.
I played like an hour ago, and even I can't remember now. So bad with names.
You're going to say it, and I'm going to know it. But
yeah, I can hear him say it, and her say it.
Diana.
Hit. Yeah.
Diana
and Hugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the story. I think the story's going to be good. I think their characters. I was interested in those characters, and already you can see like the bonding and growth between them in that short amount of time. So I think that side of things is going to be good. I just don't know if I'm going to get bored of the hacking system pretty quickly, especially like mid-fight. It seemed a bit not too awkward, but it seems like you're going to have to do, and I can see it getting harder as the game goes on. So like just based on the demo being standard and not at a high level yet, I feel like it's going to get annoying if you're going to have to hack enemies that are coming towards you. You're having to press triangle, square, X, circle to go around the grid, get to the I don't know what to call it, but to the final piece that you need to then be able to hack the robot and shoot it. It's
the green of dreams is what I thought of when I was playing the demo. Get to the green of dreams, and that's where we need to go with the hacking.
Yeah. So, but for a short demo, it was fine. Like I actually enjoyed playing through the demo. I quite enjoyed that. I just think long term, full story, the game, that's going to end up annoying me, especially if it gets more difficult, and not because it will be difficult, just because I felt like it was already awkward trying to do all of that wide dodging and jumping around, which was fine on the demo because it was easy. But at certain points during the game, if it gets harder and harder, how frustrating is that going to get?
Yeah.
So your estimation has gone down slightly, but are you? Well, you basically said you're not going to want to buy it currently because of the other games that are around it.
I'd probably, if the reviews dropped and like everyone's raving about it, and it turns out it was like, if you bought it Welchy and you said no, you need to play it, it's not like that at all. It changes. Like you don't know how much it's going to adapt throughout the game.
Yeah.
How like it depends on that whole hacking system, how much it's implemented, and does it feel too repetitive as you like go through the missions. But if it doesn't, and people were saying no, it's really good, then potentially I'll get it. But there are a lot of games coming out at that time, so it has to like hit the sweet spot for me to get it.
Stephen, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, so again, similar to Andy, I didn't really have a lot going into it in terms of expectation. Obviously, I was interested with the story of this sort of AI mechanic that is literally on your back as you're navigating for the bits that we've seen. Firstly, I think it looks absolutely stunning, like the visuals of it, even in the demo, and the dual sense, the way it was feeling, kind of doing the hacking, the shooting, I thought it looked really, really good, which I think is always really important. I have played like games before where even on like PS5, you look at it and go, that should look visually better, or they're not utilizing the dual sense as much, which I know obviously, Andy, that's nothing for you, but as someone that loves having the dual sense feeling, it really adds to the atmosphere of the game. So both of those absolutely fine. I do kind of get what Andy's saying about the hacking. So like for me, the first time that you're hitting an enemy, I mean, I just wanted to blow the head off, and then I was like thinking, oh shit, no, I've got a hack to basically, because their bar was just not going down in any shape or form. It's like, oh, okay. And it is a little bit sort of just, it's asking you to do a lot in terms of dodging, jumping, and as you said, in the demo, the ones that I got up to were absolutely fine. They weren't caused by problems. I did get hit a couple of times just by kind of readjusting to sort of what I was having to do. But I do think that if you get further into the game and that continues and it gets harder, I can see that there would be frustration with that. But equally, I'm like, if they are able to modify it, because there's also bits where, as I was reading stuff, that you can make upgrades throughout the course at different like stations and points. I was like, I wonder if that means that the hack might be harder, but then it like instant wipes out one of the big bosses depending on how powerful the hacks become. So there's potential there. And as long as I think you'll get used to it, but it is a lot of kind of having to look at 3 or 4 different things. The amount of times that, when you hack like the door that then you slide up the poles essentially.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I kept pressing circle when it meant to be triangle, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, just because it's a bit sort of, you've got to get used to the buttons. It's not presented in the usual way. Not saying that that's a bad thing. It just, I found that I had to kind of just get used to that a little bit more, where like in other hacking games like Watch Dogs, for example, it's really basic hacking stuff. It's like press a couple of buttons and it's there, or you get those ones there, you've got to get it in between like the line, press X, and if you're out, then it like shocks you or whatever. But all in all, I mean, obviously I will go back and complete it, but it feels like it's just a boss battle that I've got to do to finish it up. And maybe second time around when I give it another go, I'll be able to just look a little bit more now that I've got a basis of what I'm doing. I'm definitely going to pick it up because I think it's going to be a fun game, and the story aspect I think is going to be really good. I don't think it's going to quite be at the level that where I was thinking of maybe 89, 90. I feel like it's where I was thinking that if this was really good. Has anyone picked this for their critic?
Me.
Yeah, I
Oh,
knew someone did.
so this was one where as I was playing it, I was thinking, I can't remember if someone's picked this, but I thought if somebody hasn't, depending on the demo, I was like, oh, I might be able to get this. But then I was like, it's a bit of a gamble based on the depth slightly. But
Yeah,
it could be one of those where the story is so good that, like, particularly the critics, they just look at it and go, amazing.
yeah.
Where I think the
But
only issue will be the gameplay itself with the hacking capabilities could be its only downfall. But everything else so far looks and feels great, and it shoots well. Some of the animatronic characters also look a little bit on the creepy side. Like that first time they go out, I was like, whoa, okay. So I hope that the story has not, obviously it's not going to be a horror, but like has some of those creepy moments throughout, which has got that kind of area. I was like, there's potential here that we can start going down darker routes, hopefully. But yeah, all in all, enjoyed it.
the one thing I will add that I forgot to mention, which I think will make the hacking part a bit easier as the game goes on, is, and we've obviously seen limited amount of what the game actually includes, but obviously you're going to get different weapons throughout this game. So obviously, I can't remember what they're called, but one of the weapons, you shoot it, puts a bubble around them, and that slows them down.
Yeah, I had
and then
that one.
That gives you, and then that gives you more time to do the hacking stuff. So potentially you get more stuff like that. It spices things up, makes it a bit easier, makes it a bit nicer. So
I had a question with that. So I had a bit where it was like two of the animatronics and the big dude, and they were all in that like bubble, which made them slow. If you keep hacking, because I was just playing around with the hacking, is that, and it was like damaging, but I don't know when you do that, do you then just shoot with your gun, or do you continue hacking in that sense?
No,
once you hack, you then shoot them because they get their weak points.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because at one point in that bit, I was just literally like button mashing and hoping for the best. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, if I've already hacked it, why would you be hacking it again? Because you can obviously, you can do that, but I then didn't know whether it gives like a different ability. So that's fine.
There's going to be more on that grid as well as the game goes on. Obviously, to start with, you've got like the orange and the green one. I got like
they introduced a couple, didn't they? There was the yellow one, which meant they slowed. I can't remember, slowed down or something. They were paralyzed for a second.
I think they slowed. They slowed down. They basically like you were shielded from them for a moment in that bubble, and they then became really slow. And the green one, I think, inflicts damage, just like further damage on them when you hack. It shot like a sap, and it just started to bring down the health bar.
I really liked it. I am different to you two.
Okay.
I was stunned at the game.
Oh wow!
Because I was really iffy going in, thinking I'm not going to like the hacking, and I liked it.
You've played hacking games before, though. You like, what's the I haven't played it, but I gave it a go, and like straight away I got annoyed with it. Humankind, Deus Ex, or
Deus Ex. Do you know Deus Ex Humankind Revolution? Yeah. Well, it's not a hacking game. It's an RPG which you can hack on it.
I feel like there's a lot of hacking on it. Yeah.
I see what you mean, but this is very different. I just didn't like the idea of having to hack every enemy, and you can beat this game without doing it. It will just take you a lifetime because the bar goes down so
like
slow.
Two damage over like 100 and so.
Yeah.
I started shooting one of the big dudes that hacked. I was like, oh no, hang on, this is not right, because like the bar's not even fucking going down at this instant.
There will be a YouTube playthrough at some point where someone has done it. It will happen. Someone will do it.
That's crazy dedication.
And that boss battle at the end will take a lifetime. it was hard alone with the hacking. But yeah, I was surprised at how, it's fun, the word, intuitive and easy the hacking was, and how quick it could be done, to the point where I was like, this isn't frustrating me. And I completely agree with your point, Andy, that, and I think I said it while I was streaming it, I said they just got to find a way for this not to get too repetitive and too boring. And like you're thinking, oh, here we go, hack. It needs to be, I don't know, they need to find ways to keep it exciting, keep it entertaining. And what the demo,
and they
I
can
was
do
like,
that.
I'm in.
But they could add like multipliers. Like we don't know what's going to be in the full game. Like for example, there might be an ability where you, like with the smaller enemies in particular, you hack one of them, you have a ability that then hacks the two next in close proximity to it. It hacks all of them at the same time. Things like that, where you're not having to do one, then the boss or whatever.
Yeah, there could be something where I can't think of a game off the top of my head, but there's loads of games that do it, where like you hack it and it goes on your side, it starts attacking the other end, that kind of thing. And obviously with those nodes that they gave you, you only had like a certain amount of them, so you'd have to make sure you wasn't using it on a shit enemy. You'd want to use that on the good one, and so there's like tactical decisions around that. Like you say, new weapons.
do you share Welchy though when you were playing that? Originally, there's just a lot going on. Like I've not seen a game.
Yes.
I'm praising it in that way that it's a very different way of hacking. But I was thinking, wait, so you got to like dog shoot. Like I can understand some people might be going, it's too much in terms of. But once you get used to it, that then becomes like pretty smooth sailing. But I was surprised at
I can see
the
it being
way that
quite
they.
satisfying, like having all of that to do. And when you put it off, I can
Yeah,
see it being quite
no, sure.
satisfying. And I can see there being a level, as all these games do, when there's two companions, they get split up, and you're just playing
Yeah,
as him because she's the hacker. There's gonna be a moment where you
Yeah,
can't hack
true.
anymore. It's gonna be like, oh shit's
yeah,
going down. Or maybe you play as just her, and all you can do is hack. I don't know.
yeah,
So I can see there's lots of cool things they could do with this. Obviously, we're on a moon at the moment. I'm sure we're gonna go to different places.
yeah,
But it made me more excited, and that's what I'd like a demo to do, is to make me go, oh, I wasn't sure, but now I'm like, yes, like
yeah.
I have a good feeling,
Yeah.
and it's made me happier about my decision. And hearing you two has made me less happy about my decision to pick it. But when I finished it, I was like, this could be good. This could be, and
Yeah,
interestingly,
it's got potential.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a game that I'm gonna get when it comes out. I'm gonna play it, gonna play it, and I think I'm gonna have a good time. I just think that there might be aspects of the hacking side that will I be at times frustrating, but equally they've got to not make it tedious.
Yeah.
Because again, you're hacking every single enemy. And I think if they find a way of keeping that engaging, yeah, you could be on to a real winner here. And as I said, it looks and sounds incredible.
Yeah.
In the day, like it just generally, it's one of those. As soon as it opened up, and I was like, "Fuck me, this looks good." And then all of like the different areas of the landscapes, like, I'm finding myself like I know obviously we're in one sort of bit, but I just found myself just like wanting to explore everything because it just looks so appealing. There were so many questions there as well. I thought that's one of those games that you're going to want to like hunt for like the files and find out bits. There's going to be so much mystery in the game that I think is going to add to that level of story detail as well. So yeah, it was enjoyable.
I do want to move on just because we've got 10 minutes and we've got a few other games to talk about. But out of interest, I rated this the lowest on Metacritic predictions, as in my prediction was the
That
lowest,
is crazy.
and the highest
Yeah.
was Andy.
Might
Stephen,
change if we done it
you was
now.
one above me. You went 80,
What rate was it?
you went 84, Andy went 86,
Yeah,
Jack 85,
Yeah.
I went 83. So
Yeah.
we're talking. There's 4 points
Oh
between.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not saying it's not
definitely.
going to score well either. Like I can see this game getting a high score and actually doing really well. Just from the demo, like I'm worried in terms of what direction it's going to take going forward.
It also depends how
As
long
long
of a
as it
game it is,
doesn't
though,
get to,
because if it's a 20-hour game, you're
yeah, true.
thinking,
It's a
yeah,
short game.
fuck, that's a lot. If this is
Yeah,
8 hours, 8 to 10 hours,
yeah,
I'm thinking
I,
that's all right.
I think it would be around the 8 to 10 hour mark. Just from demo, sometimes I can't see how you can make that game go to 25 plus hours personally. Obviously, if you went for everything in the game, but in terms of the main
yeah.
story, the sweet spot of
Yeah.
this definitely be like around 10
The
hours.
It's also not full
the other
price, right?
thing, no,
About
I
50,
don't think so.
I think it
I
was
think it's
50 on PlayStation
49.99.
still.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 49.99 on
yeah.
PlayStation, so it's not at full price either.
I just hope the bosses aren't repetitive either. Like that last boss on the demo, Welchy. I just hope it's not all like that when you get to those sort of moments,
Yeah, I
and that they
agree.
find ways to
Yeah.
spice up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the main concern here, it's a good game. Like the core gameplay is good. It's just can
Oh,
they
absolutely.
keep it
Yeah,
good and keep it not
Yeah.
repetitive, blah blah.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So, just to talk about what else we've been playing, I'm just going to quickly. I say we've got 10 minutes. I beat Callisto Protocol. It took
The
me,
team who
in terms of save file, I want to say 7 hours. In terms of PlayStation, I think it says 10. That is a mix of dying a ton in this game, and I don't think they included like cutscenes and stuff when you pause the game and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
I am going to give this game a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, you liked it then.
I liked it. It was a good game. It's a Dead Space, especially when it first came out. I would have given 9.5, 10. I wanted somewhere that I can't remember when I actually played it, but it would be there. And I played the remake the other year. I don't know why my voice has gone all of a sudden. And I'd give that a 9.
If you can't give a 10, Welchy, that's why your voice is gone.
I will give a 10 one day. Well, I did for Expedition. But yeah, the problem with this game, first of all, I liked it. I don't want to sound so negative. It's cool. I quite like that it's a bit more in your face visceral, where it's more hand-to-hand combat and guns, whereas Dead Space is very much like you're trying to keep the enemies away from you as much as you can.
Yeah.
So I liked all that. The story was actually, it got better towards the end. There was twists, and I liked that. I will say the ending is a fucking cop out. It really wound me up. So basically, to not spoil things, but the ending, you think something's happened, and then there's like this last little scene before the credits, and you're like, oh, so basically you want me to buy your DLC to find out the ending. So there's DLC for this game,
really?
and I'm like, come on, you dirty bastard.
That's a bit cheeky.
If I'd played this day it came out, I'd have been livid, because I'd be like,
and it's a full price game.
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously, I could literally go and buy it now if I wanted to, and I'm not going to. I was like, come the fuck on. Are we really that desperate for money?
They're not a edition out there that is like cheap that you can buy it with the DLC?
Probably, but I've had my playthrough of it. I'm done. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
That doesn't say it's a bad game, but obviously we're getting to that point now where the games are coming out, Reanimal, whatever. So it was my kind of January game. It was meant to be Avatar, obviously. But the problem with this game is it's got a really bad checkpoint system. So for some reason, a lot of the checkpoints will be like there's like an area where you upgrade your weapons and stuff, and you go there, you do it, but the checkpoint will be before you do that. So then you'd go and you'd upgrade your weapons, you'd carry on with the story, you'd die, and it would take you before your upgrades. So you then have to go to the machine, do your upgrades. And honestly, there was this one part of the game where I struggled. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with it, and I had to maybe upgrade my weapons like 6 times. And I was like, I am sick of doing this. Like, I am actually sick of it.
It gets boring.
Is there not a way that you could like go and like resave it once you've done the
interesting thing is you can manually save this game, but when you manually save, it says, be aware that your manual save will take you to the most recent checkpoint. So what's the manual save for then?
Bullshit.
There is no point of a manual save in this game. So I really wound up with that, because some of the checkpoints were not placed well at all. All they have to do, if you want a checkpoint in there, fine, but just have a checkpoint every time you leave that machine. So it saves your changes. It blows my mind.
Dead Space did that like absolutely perfectly.
Well, and Dead Space had a manual save that worked.
So you would upgrade, and then sometimes you could then go back to the portal that would open and then just manually save it over. So every time that I upgrade a weapon, I just did that and it worked perfectly. So then if you die, you come back to the weapons that you've got.
This copied so much of Dead Space, and it didn't copy the save system, which the save system is perfect in Dead Space.
So I'm definitely gonna play it, because I've been such a huge fan of Dead Space.
It's a good game.
It's good to know that. Yeah.
As I said, the story gets better. It's interesting. You'll be interested in it. And it is interesting. I'd say it's not scary for a horror game. Maybe it's just because I don't get scared of these games anymore. A couple of jump scares, but I was never really scared of the game. And why is it not a higher rating? Mainly because that checkpoint system pissed me off, and also because it is a blatant rip-off of Dead Space, and it just doesn't do any of the things Dead Space does quite as good. But it's a fine game. It's short, it's fine, it's just a good game. There's nothing more to it. It's a short experience. You get what you pay for, or I guess you wouldn't have if you paid a lot of money for it, but it's just a good game. There's nothing more to say about it other than there's a really rubbish checkpoint system. Honestly, terrible. But graphically, stunning game. Stephen, you have played a game me and Andy spoke about last week, the Exit Project Backstreets. We've got a couple of minutes. What did you think of it?
And no live last day.
No, I know. So I had Andy around for a go session. I have also played the Also Venture Capture Spirit, but I'll speak about that next week when I then start Life is Strange 2, because they work in parallel with each other. So Andy said, right, you're going to play Exit Project. I'm not going to tell you anything.
So did you buy it,
and
I'm just, or did you use Andy's account?
No, I bought it. It was in the PlayStation store last week for £1.20. Okay. So I got it for like it's mad how I bought an Easter egg this week, and that was more expensive than the Exit Project Backstreets. And he's like, I'm just going to sit there and time like how long it would take. I watched Welchy's playthrough after. I had like, bear in mind, and I'm not using this as an excuse, we'd been drinking since 11 o'clock that morning, so I was laughing probably a bit more than what I normally would. Yeah, we'd been drinking all day. So started it, and I was like, okay, so obviously this is a loop, and I think I did like the first few like rows, kind of just not really knowing what I was doing. I was just kind of walking to the end of the street, going through a door, and then doing the same. And then like I think the first thing I did is I went backwards, and then a trophy pops up about an anomaly. So that was planted in my brain. And then I was like, okay, I was saying to Andy, this is a puzzle. The first thing that I did, thought, right, I'm going to write down the pattern. It's a pattern sequence of going through the doors. And I literally started writing in my notes. And then I followed it, and then it kept going back to 0. I was like, okay, so that's not right. And then I started to look at sort of the boxes, the shape, sort of the numbers. And when I watched your playthrough, I was like, we are literally doing the exact same thing. The counteract to that is that you worked it out much quicker than I worked it out. As we all know on this podcast, I'm notoriously terrible at puzzles, not just in games in general. Like me and puzzles don't tend to go like hand in hand. And I was getting more and more frustrated because I just had Andy there just laughing consistently. And I was like, this is really triggering me. That I think I got to like door 7, which is like the furthest. And then I was like, I think I've got it. Went backwards, straight back to 0, and I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he spent like 20 minutes on thinking it was just a pattern, just trying to get the pattern down. And like,
I thought
it got to a point where he's like, okay, I'm going to write it down now. And I was like, you can write it down. And then I was just waiting for it to get to the point where he's following his pattern, and it just messes up because obviously it's not going to work that way. Yeah. And the funny thing about watching Stephen play it was he was mentioning like all the things that were out of the normal, like the mannequins. He's like, oh, there's a mannequin there, and he looked up and there's a mannequin at the top window, which I didn't even see on my playthrough. And then it was and it was snowing, and he was like, why the fuck's it snowing? I was like, and at that point I
had
like,
the snowing one.
I said to Stephen like, oh, like the puzzle's like right in front of you, and he's like just looking at like a cupboard thing, but obviously I didn't want to give too much away. And the bit where you go short, he'd gone short before, didn't realise, and then it got to a level before, and he was short, another level, and he's short again. I was like, Stephen, before you make any like decisions, go through a door, like, does anything look different to you? And he just couldn't figure it out.
And then there was a moment where I was like, hang on a minute, why am I like 3 feet shorter, and I'm not even crouching? Like it was that moment of like the penny then dawned on me, because I looked at it thinking, what's different? And then my brain must have gone, yeah, you're shorter.
Did you have the moment where it controls your controller for you?
No, I didn't do that.
No, I didn't. I didn't have any, and I literally pissed myself. I was in bed watching your stream, and I was just like, going, I keep doing this.
It's weird because
it's scary.
Stephen obviously had the longest time played on the game.
Yeah.
So the fact that didn't happen in his playthrough, like, I don't know if there's certain things that trigger like the other.
Or it's just completely random. You just didn't. You might. You said you had things we didn't get probably.
I obviously won't spoil it for anyone, because I do think it's one like for Jason, when he goes round, he's doing it, and I'm not giving him anything, and I just want to see. And no, my luck, he'll do it in like 10 minutes.
Put it on his account so he gets the platinum though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get like mugged the hell off, right? But there was I think towards the end, I was like, oh my god, I got it. I know what I'm doing now. And then obviously once you work out what that puzzle is, you completely
beat it in minutes.
The only thing at the very end is that once like the platinum popped up, I think I said to Andy, right, we're going back onto EFC now. My brain can't cope too much more on this. Joe, it was a lot of fun, and it had some like really cool sort of horror vibes. I would give it probably like a 6 out of 10 in terms of like, because you're right. The actual mechanic of it is really straightforward, but the way they present it, like, it did make me feel incredibly stupid because I was like, when you think about it, it's really plainly obvious, but it's just not. And I think Andy said, stop looking at the fucking boxes. The boxes are not going to help you. Like, he lost his patience, because I was convinced, right, well, there was something to do with the shape. And I was like, if only I knew, like, was it a Japanese sort of writing?
Origami. Writing.
Yeah. So I was like, I wish I had known that, like to decipher that, because I bet you it would tell you something on there. And I was like, yeah, of course it will. No, no. But yeah, a lot of fun. One of those games where, like, and that's what the beauty of this podcast, I would have never ever have played that unless you got like that code. And I quite like that because it's a unique game. It's not a game. I can't actually think of a game that I've played that is similar to that. Like in terms of like the time loop games, like Deathloop, they're very sort of, they do it in a different way where the day like repeats itself and Returnal. But this is very much like a different variation to it. And I did jump, I think, twice. There was one bit where a mannequin dropped down, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is that? There was also one bit where I became like blind, where I couldn't even see where I was going.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it went like proper like grayscale, and then I said, "Dad, but I can't see the door." I walked through, and then it came up and it went 0, and I went.
The funniest one, Welchy, is did you have the one where the light bulb goes? Like you start walking towards the door, and then you get to the door, and the light bulb like crashes out, like explodes.
I think so.
And I had it on mine, and Stephen had it on his, but it stops you from opening that door for like a millisecond or like a couple of seconds.
Okay.
And Stephen just stood there and was like, why the fuck that happened? And then just opens the door and resets back to 0. Oh, like, come on, when are you gonna get it, please?
Yeah, got there in the end.
I'm glad you got the platinum. I mean, it's almost impossible not to get. Andy,
I did.
Go on.
Oh no! So all I was going to say is that, you know, when you were saying last week that if you got it right like first time, and could you imagine if you just without even realizing? I think I'd have been annoyed. Like if you through sheer chance.
That's why I couldn't give it a high
end.
score, like higher than 5.5. Because I was like, if you do it that quick, it is not worth money. Like it's genuinely not worth money.
I would actually be really annoyed by that, because I would then be sitting there thinking, how have I just done that? Like at least I've worked it out in the end.
Yeah.
But I think I'd actually be more triggered by getting it done and be like, well, how did I do that?
Andy, we've got to wrap up, but is there anything you've been playing that you want to talk about quickly?
I've sort of dabbled in games, just why
Fallout 4.
I've been waiting for like random. Yep, so started Fallout 4, done the intro to that. Yeah, really haven't done much, just done the intro part, and then sort of the bit where you get into the main world, like where your house is and stuff, and sort of done some looting and sort of exploring around the sort of initial first area. Also played some Noah, because I was thinking about getting Noah 3, so I played went back and played Noah,
Neo.
the first game. Neo. I was like, what the
fuck is Noah?
Neo. Yeah, so I was thinking, obviously I was debating getting Dragon Quest and Neo 3. I had Neo 1 downloaded, so I thought, you know what? To see if I would like it, I'll go play Neo 1. Yeah, I'm not going to get Neo 3. It's just, I actually enjoyed the combat on it, and I was satisfied when I... No, I'm not going to complete it. I just wanted to give it a go to see if I'd like it or not. Obviously, I've done like the first mission where you're in the Tower of London, and you sort of do that. It chucks you straight into that sort of starting mission, and you have to escape the Tower of London and stuff. So it doesn't tell you the buttons or anything. So you're sort of like a Souls game, having to learn the buttons as you go. Once you complete that mission, it then asks you, do you want to play a tutorial mission to get used to the game? I'm like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. Surely you do that before that. But yeah, no, I actually quite enjoyed the combat and the way it works. It's sort of like Bloodborne in terms of like you, and like the Souls games where you can, once you get to a certain bit, you can unlock a gate, then makes it easier to rotate back around that area. So I quite like those sort of games that do that. The first boss, I was struggling it to begin with, but then once I'd done it, I knew it was beatable. So obviously I think I posted it in the Discord once I'd finally done it, a clip of it. But then when I got to the second boss, it was the respawn sort of distance between, like in the first mission, if you died, you're spawning like pretty much right next to where you go for the boss, and obviously you can collect your loot. Whereas on the second level, I don't know if I missed something, but if you died, where I was respawning was quite far away, so I was having to run back to the boss. And as you saw in the clip that I posted, I literally got wiped out in seconds. So when that keeps continuously happening, then I was like, nah.
That's one of my biggest problems
there's
for those games.
Yeah, if there was like a checkpoint right there and I could just go straight back into it, I wouldn't mind so much. And I don't know if there was something that I missed, like because you have like these altars that you pray at, and there's like your checkpoints. So I don't know if there was one of those closer that I missed that would have spawned me closer to it when I died, but I couldn't be asked to find out. I made my mind up that I wasn't going to get Neo free. I almost said no again then.
Yeah,
those are the 2 games I played really.
The other thing we say is that me and Andy had a very successful time on Saturday on Fortnite, where we got multiple wins and had actually a lot of fun. We played like EFC, then went on to the Exit project. So yeah, it's kind of one of those there where you just game friends where like the time just like goes. It's crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's episode. My voice is completely gone. Of the Late Night Gamer podcast. Let us know what your predictions are for the state of play. Put them in the comments, and we will compare everyone's predictions, including yours, to what actually happens next week. You can let us know in the comments why my voice gone, or you can message us on Discord, on socials at the Late Night Pods. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss an upload. Speaking of which, next time we will be picking our top 10 video game consoles of all time. So do not miss that one. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I've been your host, Welchy. I've just realised I forgot everyone's comments for Pragmata. I apologise, but we have to wrap up right now. I've been joined, as always, by Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. And I'm excited for State of Play, and hopefully you guys are as well.
And Stephen.
Yeah, been a pleasure as always. And yeah, can't wait to see what State of Play offers to us on Thursday.
Thank you for listening, and keep on gaming.